welcome to this Cards from Scraps video. This is the sketch we're going to use today, and we're going to use this sketch to design 3 very different cards. This sketch is by Susan Stringfellow. I found it on Pinterest, and we're going to do our first card following the sketch pretty much exactly the way it was designed. So I'm still using the leftovers from my Maggie Holmes Shine collection, both what I bought when it first came out and also what came in my February click kit. I still have a good bit of it left, but I've worked through a ton of it. So I'm really hoping to get it all finished up and used. I'm going to go ahead and ink all of my photo card layers with my Vintage Photo Distress ink. And while I go ahead and kind of put this card together, I'm going to just give a quick shout out to all of my subscribers. I'm so excited. If you had told me when I started this channel that by the end of February I would have 100 subscribers or more, I think I would have not believed you, because I really was planning on maybe 10 a month, something like that. So to all of you who have subscribed, thank you so much. I hope you like what you've seen, and this is a work in progress. So you have any comments, thoughts, anything you'd like to see me do, anything, if there's something editing-wise you think I could do better or that you think I need help with, please feel free to leave a comment. Kind, constructive information or ideas is always appreciated, and I love to read the comments. So thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed, and if you haven't yet, I hope that you'll consider it. My channel, I plan on just making it better and better and just getting better and better at how I do my videos and how I put things together. So thank you so much to everyone who is a subscriber. So you've seen me punch out a bunch of circles, and my circle punch is probably the first thing I ever bought when I started scrapbooking in 2001. There are Creative Memories circle punches, and I've never had them go dull on me. They have always worked fabulously. They're probably, like I said, probably the oldest and still most used supply in my stash, and I use it all the time. So I'm punching all different sizes of circles here and layering them up really the way that they're layered in the sketch. But I am going to change up the way I do the bottom part though. So instead of having like a little doily, I'm not going to use a little doily in any of my cards. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some stickers from the sticker pack. I decided to choose this wreath in place of my doily, and when I try to take it off the sticker back here, it tears and it gives me a bunch of problems. But eventually I got it up and off of the sticker sheet and onto my card. And while I go ahead and fight with this sticker sheet, I'm going to move ahead a little bit. So over the weekend, I got some super fun toys to play with. My Tim Holtz Distress Crayons that I pre-ordered as soon as I could find them for pre-ordered. I pre-ordered all 3 packs, and they all came on Saturday. So I have been playing with them, and I've been experimenting with them. So I decided to experiment on them here to see if I could get them to color wood veneer and how they would react. So to begin with, I took the Picked Raspberry Distress Crayon, and I just colored over the wood veneer, just like you would a crayon. And they're very smooth. They go on super nice. And then I'm going to take some water, a cup of water. And I went over the wood veneer with the water just to smooth them out a little bit. But I didn't want it to be too wet. I didn't want to make my wood veneer too wet. So now I'm going to blot it off with a paper towel. And it took away some of the color so that some of the wood showed through. But it really worked really well. You're going to see me experiment with these distress crayons a ton. And once it was dry, it didn't come off on my finger, and it looked really well. It worked really well. So now I'm going through my 6x6 paper pad, and I'm going to choose the paper that looks like music notes. My reason for choosing this paper is because when I'm choosing things to use on my cards, I'm looking for things I don't think I'll use on a scrapbook page. So I know that while my family is musically inclined, they're more inclined towards things like guitars and amps, and not so inclined to actually sheet music. So I don't think I'll use the sheet music for anything on a scrapbook layout at all. And I do that quite a bit. Choose icons or things from my papers and sticker packs that I know not really going to have an opportunity to use them on a scrapbook page. The next thing I'm going to work on is finishing up these circles and getting them placed where I want. And then I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down. So I'm going to use Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive on the back of my wood veneer. And when I go to stick it down, I did notice that it didn't seem to want to stick right away, but I thought if I just kind of left it there, you know, the glue would dry and it would be okay. And really, what doesn't Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive not stick down? Well, you might get the answer to that in a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to work on the sentiment, which I'm going to put on that sheet music paper. I used my very favorite little label stickers from Tim Holtz, and I just made this a simple thank you card. I'm going to go ahead now and attach that circle to the wood veneer, and it gives this card a little bit of dimension, a little bit of lift. For me, when I have a card with a little bit of dimension or a little bit of lift, what I do is I take it to the postman, and I have them hand cancel it so that when it doesn't go through the machine that way, and you can easily send a card with a little bit of dimension without a problem. So now I'm going to go ahead and use some of these stickers, the gold music stickers. I'm going to put one on the outside, and then I decide, I have two of them because I have two sticker packs, and I want to use them both on this card as my icon or my theme, and I decide to put the second one inside of the card for a little decoration inside my card. And now for the answer to the question, what doesn't Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive stick down? So I'm going to put these sequins on here, and I notice my H is crooked. When I go to fix my H in my thank you, I realize that my Quick Dry Adhesive did not stick down my wood veneer. So I went ahead and got some glue dots and put them down. I don't know if this is common, if this is normal, or if maybe some of the water soaked through. I'm not sure. I've never had Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive not stick something down, so that was a little bit unusual for me. But the glue dots worked well, and the glue dots held the wood veneer in place and worked really well. The card is still together and sticking and ready to send. So we'll put a little bit of vintage photo on the edges, and that's our first card. So now that you know what products I'm using and what sketch I'm using, we can speed up the last two cards for you. This second card, I'm going to keep it to a lovely monochromatic or colors of the black and the white with little pops of yellow. So those are the only colors we're going to use on this second card. I'm going to completely eliminate the doily part of the sketch altogether, and instead I'm going to grab some banners. For my circles, I decided to use some of the principles from my Click Kit to help me get a couple different black and white patterns to make my circles out of. And then this time that lovely bow paper comes into play because I could punch it with just the yellow bow in the middle perfectly. So you see here I'm going to replace the doily with those banners, and I'm going to use the chipboard circle from the chipboard sheet that just says love. And then my little bow on the inside. I ended up putting a little sticker inside each one of these cards for me to send out. So here's our second card, and you can tell how we rotated the sketch, and we're going to rotate it again this time so that that circle and banners are at the bottom of the card. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that music paper to build my card off of. I'm going to, again, just hit the edges with some distressed ink, and I'm going to use that as my card, as the base for my card. So this is where I'm going to change this card up a bit. That bottom piece, I'm going to cut it much wider than I did the other ones. The other ones were about 1 inch, and this one is somewhere around close to 2 inches, maybe even 2 1/4. So I'm going to line them up. And I'm going to use that pink paper and adhere it to my card. And then I'm going to take a doily and I'm going to actually use it on my card. It's going to be, of course, much larger than the ones in the sketch, but I love the way this card turns out. I think it's one of my favorites. And those are the 3 pattern papers that I'm going to go ahead and use on my card front. I'm going to lay them out in the exact same pattern as they are in the sketch, and in the same pattern as I have been doing on all 3 of these cards, these little circles. I'm going to play with them just for a little bit here, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my sticker sheet. Oh, but first, Distress ink. Of course, always Distress ink, right? And especially in vintage photo, because that's my absolute favorite. So we're going to ink all these up and get them all stuck down. And now we're going to go ahead and grab the typewriter, which is another one that I have 3 of them, 2 on the sticker sheet, 1 on the chipboard sheet, and I don't have a lot of use for them. So they're also a really great kind of neat thing to put on a card. I also grabbed 2 gold foiled hearts, and my title is going to be Thinking of You. I'm going to grab some close to my heart adhesive sequins to finish off this card, and on the inside of this card, like with the other 3, I decided to add a sticker to the inside, and for this card I chose this little succulent because it matched the colors, and again, it's not something I think I'll ever use. So now here are our 3 of our cards, similar but different and beautiful. I hope you have enjoyed this little Cards from Scraps video, and I hope you'll stop in soon again. Bye!